episode 2 of the 4th season. It's not a guest today, but we got some guests coming up soon, not soon. And it's going to be real fun. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, so y'all stay tuned for all that. But before we get kicked off with this episode, I'm Tyler Willis. Tyler Willis Media. Payton, what you got going on nowadays?
Hey guys, it's Payton with Payton Peoples and Company, Keller Williams Realty Atlanta Partners. Megan.
Hey, it's Megan, your Heads and Homes girl with Cross Country Mortgage out of Peachtree City.
Ooh, look at us, all these local people on this podcast. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. So proud of us.
Guys, this episode today is luxury. And we're going to be talking about the new luxury standard, and it shouldn't
Or
be
what
just
should
a price
be.
tag. Yes,
What should be.
what should be the new luxury standard with the is more than just a price tag. So that's kind of where we're going to you're going to hear a lot from me. I got opinions, but it's just because of how many houses I see. So I got opinions. Right. I'm probably going to have a couple of people fire me because of the stuff I'm going to say, but that's okay. I think it just needs to be out there. It needs to be out there. We got to air some clean laundry. How about that? Not dirty, but clean luxury laundry.
Let's do it.
But okay. So when I first started, almost 10 years ago at this point, I dreamed of photographing $1 million listing because it was always the unattainable. Oh my God, is that a reach? Yeah. Like they call down people from Atlanta to do those houses. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Now I do $1 million listing every week, and they get a luxury line, like a luxury sign put in the front door, but it's not a luxury listing. Like it doesn't check all the luxury listings up here. Like when we were kids, we saw Home Alone, and the dad was able to afford that place, take the whole family and 9 generations of the family to France. Like that's in my head. So, but okay. So for me personally, it's more than just a price tag, because I've gone into some homes, $700,000 range. You got Viking appliances, you got like top end everything, and they don't get a little like sign in the yard that says luxury listing sometimes. And I'm always like, what's going on here? Yep. You're in that range. You should be classified there. But what are y'all seeing nowadays whenever we have these 7-figure homes coming on market and going under contract? Are y'all seeing those luxury signs anymore, or are you just seeing just a big old home like in the right zip code?
It's polarizing because for us, technically in our area, and it varies by county, but in our area, anything over $750,000 or above is luxury. So you get to use the luxury name,
branding,
you get to use the luxury branding, you get to use all of that if your listing is $750,000 and above.
Mm-hmm.
Do I agree with using it when it is a turnkey starter home just in the right area? No.
Yeah.
I think it's a misrepresentation of the brand, and I think you're doing everybody a disservice by using it just because of the price tag. I do think that there should be like some kind of checklist of things in addition to it meeting this price tag, it should have these things, because it's just watering down the branding. It's watering down what the general public is thinking what luxury is. Now, this is very much going to vary by area.
Everything.
Because you can go somewhere, you can go to Miami and you can't get a 1-bedroom studio apartment for $1 million.
Exactly.
So it's very different. But here, when you think 750 or above, that's a lot of money, right? You're at jumbo loan limits at that point, yeah? So it's like, that's a lot of money to buy a house. It should come with some perks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Are they legally doing anything wrong by marketing it that way? No, but I can't really get on board with them marketing it that way, like ethically and morally, because it's not really luxury. It's just an expensive area.
Okay, I'm not going to knock a brand, but if I walk into a luxury listing, I see please don't come after me. If I see a KitchenAid stove, it's not luxury. I can go buy that. That's in my price range.
I can go buy the appliances at Lowe's or Home Depot. Not a luxury listing.
Yeah.
Not a luxury listing.
Like, I got one right here. If I have, oh God, don't break. If I got a boob bulb, that's not a luxury listing. Like I see those
We
in
have those.
luxury listings all the time, and I'm like, it's not a luxury listing.
Why?
That's a
Here's mine,
$5
Tyler.
light cover. I know
Here's mine.
where those are.
Or
Oh,
window.
yeah, your window unit.
Now I did do a house that did have a window unit in the basement. That was a different story. But just like little things, like what Peyton was saying, if it's got like a little small checklist, and it would vary so drastically. But like the level of appliances is where I'm putting a luxury listing. So if I see a wolf, if I see a Viking, or if I see something I don't even know how to pronounce, a luxury listing.
That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
like, but if
If
it's
that
like
looks
a
like it belongs in an
GE,
industrial kitchen, luxury listing.
bingo. Or if I see
Controls on the oven dials, that was my thing.
Yeah, that's
If I
right.
see if I see a refrigerator that's hidden and you got like wood panelings on it,
Yeah.
If you've got a Sub-Zero fridge,
will.
luxury listing.
Yes, you way up there. Or if you got a hidden pantry, I've seen a couple of those in luxury listings.
So nice.
So bad.
Yeah.
So like
It's
little
just-
touches like that.
Yeah, it's the ones that are just like, oh, look at my 3-bedroom, 2-bath, regular schmegular home that
That's
just so
sitting on a
happens
golf
to
course
be
and it's a luxury
right. That
listing.
just so happens to be on a golf course
Mm-hmm.
and has a pool.
Yeah.
So it's $750. It
Yeah.
just and I think we're at the point now where the market is starting to call BS on that and like it's starting to come down a little bit, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's also getting in the agent's mind and retraining the agents that just because it's on the golf course
Yeah.
or just because it has a pool or just because they redid the kitchen 10 years ago doesn't make it a luxury listing. You really need to be protective of using that because ultimately, if you're just putting your name out there with a luxury thing with a regular schmegular home, like that's not making you look any better. Like I don't know. I don't
Or if your social handle is name, comma, the luxury listing agent, like really?
Get out of here.
So
Get out of
those
here.
are little things where I'm like, okay, whatever. But in my head, growing up, luxury was anything that was behind a gate. So if you had a gate, especially if you had like some kind of tower that you had to drive up to and tell them your name and their plate stuff, like where you live behind it, that's luxury because that's a level of comfort that you now have.
No, I thought luxury when I was growing up was the refrigerators that we all have now. The French door with the bottom.
Oh yeah, the dual open.
I thought if you had one of those,
you were
rich.
the
shit. I'm in a luxury house then.
That's right. And I thought if you had a basement that you were rich.
Oh man,
were rich because in our area basements are few and far between. It's not normal to have a basement here. So I remember living in what we call our big house when I was little, prior to my parents getting divorced. When the pinnacle of my childhood, we lived in a really what's now a great house, but had a pool, had all the things, but like I was surrounded by neighbors that had huge basements, finished media rooms, all these things, and we didn't have that. And so I was like, man, these people are killing it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the standard. If you want to be rich, you got to have a media room in your house or something stupid. But I very distinctly remember that when I was little, thinking that about people's houses by their refrigerator or if they had a basement.
I get that. And I just did one on Platinum Ridge in Platinum Ridge.
Ooh,
had a media room. Okay. Now I walk in, I was like, now this is luxury. Plus it was behind its own gate deep inside the subdivision.
In our area, and you know anything about homes that are on Lake Peachtree, it is very rare that a home that backs up to the lake comes on the market. And there's few and far between homes that surround the lake that have lake rights. Same thing. If that house has lake rights, it probably is never going to come on the market. One just recently came on the market, $2.5 million. It is beautiful. Like these people have touched every inch of this house, and it has a huge boat dock, and it's right on the water, and you get all the lake rights and all the stuff. So yes, luxury, 100%. But the one that might be 3 streets over that you can't even see the lake from.
But
it's the same schools and everything else. But you know, it might sell for $750, but it is not the same quality house. Like it's just, please don't use luxury for that to describe that.
Did I send that one to you? There was one that just listed as a FSBO for $4.99, and they said they have lake rates.
Oh yes, I saw that one.
It like blew up on the daggum bubble page, and everybody
was freaking out about it. They were like, "What?" God. But ultimately, you're paying for the lake rights. You're not really paying for the house.
Not paying for
But
the house. Nope.
oh, man. No, I'm totally with you. I get it for like recognition on the agent side.
Yeah.
Once you have sold a certain amount of homes over 750, you get to say that you're a luxury agent. Now, that is not supposed to be a lifelong title that you get to hold. You're supposed to continue selling homes
Yep.
in that luxury price point to
Yep.
continue earning the right to use that word. And a lot of agents don't do that. They just meet the criteria one time and then they forever and they're going
Call
to
themselves a
grave that
luxury
shit on
listing
their
agent. Yep.
tombstone. Luxury realtor. But I say this all the time, like, for the general public, do your research. Just because somebody that you met somewhere or your aunt or whoever said, "Oh, you should use this person,"
Yep.
please do just a tiny bit of research on who you're hiring because
100%.
it could make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I did one several years ago that by definition would check off boxes as a luxury listing because the house had 24 karat gold accents in the bathroom. Like the toilet was 24 karat gold. The toilet paper holder was 24 karat gold. The sink was 24 karat gold.
Why?
But the rest of the house was out of date. And so, like, another thing that makes me check off boxes is how current the house is.
Yeah.
So, if I walk into a home and you are at $1 million and it's stuck in the 80s, that's not a luxury listing. It might be fantastic in the 80s when it was built,
Yep.
but the homeowners need to do a little something, even if it's just paint. Even just
Right.
paint brings up the elevates it. So like
Yep.
little accents like that would to me in our current market in that luxury listing range, just a few things here and there can change it and really make somebody go, okay, I could see myself living here and paying this
Right.
versus there's another one right down the street that's like $1,000 more. Let's see if we can get $1,000 more on the loan. Like I
Mhm.
think those things would really help agents right now. Just kind of just I hate whenever I get a text from an agent that goes, I just got a listing. I need you out tomorrow. First, that's not how Tyler Willis works. Secondly, make your sellers slow down. Like we don't have to rush to market anymore. Like it's not that it's a marathon. It's not a short sprint. Like
Right.
take some time, really declutter, get back down to basics because that's really going to help you not have days on market. It's that luxury listing category. So
Yes. And
that's
like
kind
how
of my
we're
rant
exploring it
over.
in the new construction zone is what we have been praised for. And the new construction that I'm dealing with is that when we sat down and discussed our standard features, we went above
Yep.
and beyond.
Oh
We
yeah.
didn't just say, oh, these are just like bottom of the barrel luxury, like entry
Yep.
level. We went a step or two above on our standard
Yep.
features so that we're not nickel and diming and trying to figure out like, oh, this was an upgrade and this was an upgrade and this was no, just keep the standard at what true luxury should be and let that be the entry level. And if they want German appliances, cool, that's an upgrade that we're
Exactly.
going to worry about later. But you
Yep.
could have had Viking or Wolf or whatever as a standard because you're paying
At
$1.5
that
million
level.
dollars for a house. So that's just where my brain goes, and why other people's brains don't work that way will always confuse me, but that's okay.
Yep. Yep. I agree on that one. And I do think that's the difference too with like with new construction, especially if you're going into a subdivision that is going to be a luxury listing. Like if the whole subdivision is going to be luxury listing, they have to all meet that standard. You can't have just the one house pop in and be like 700,000 and everything else being like 200,000 or 2 million. Like you can't
Right.
like that right there is going to degrade the rest of the community. So you got to
Yep.
have a standard across the whole neighborhood, kind of in my head.
100%. 100%.
So, but there's one I forget. I think it's over in Thomaston. And so Thomaston's a weird little like conglomerate in the area. It's a lot of like country homes and whatnot. But
Mm.
there's one subdivision that's like they can push that like luxury listing, but their market's so different that a luxury listing over there, like you're push if you see $1 million listing, it's like it's like a diamond in the rough
Yeah.
because you're never
Yep.
going to see it again.
That's
But
right.
like they have a neighborhood that's like 600,000, $700,000 houses. But I mean, they're like they make some houses in like our area in Fayette County look like trash.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
because of
Yep.
where they are, they're
Yep.
not luxury listings, but they are
Yeah.
fantastic houses. So I do think it's dependent on your zip code too, like what we were saying at the top. Make a $600,000 house and make it feel like a luxury listing by just a few small upgrades.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely. Again, with not rushing to market, just take some
mhm.
time to pay attention to the little details, update little things. It doesn't have to be a
Yeah.
$10,000 renovation. Just
Mm-mm.
pay attention to small things. That's,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Look at Sun City. I think Sun City is a perfect example. They're $500,000, $600,000 ranches,
Yeah.
retirement community. That shit, that's luxury.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Every single one of them should get a luxury listing because the lifestyle that's coming with it. That's
Right.
all. That's what really pushes that standard of like luxury to me is if it's a
Yep.
comfort. If I
Right.
buy it, it's not a comfort. But there's certain things out there that I know I couldn't afford. And like that's where to me, that's luxury. Every single one of those houses should get a daggum luxury sign in front of them.
Yep.
But they
Yep.
don't just because of their price tag. I think once you know an area and you go, hey, like this right here will bring you this level of comfort, that's luxury. And
Hmm.
so just things like that could like really redefine the term luxury listing.
Yep. I
But
completely agree.
um
Completely agree.
the
Some people are
last
going to hate us
thing
for this, but that's okay.
it's fine. Whatever. Okay. You got into the wrong business then. To me, the last factor that really pushes a luxury listing is how much charm it has.
Mm.
So if I go to a house and I walk in, I'm immediately blown away just by opening the door. That's luxury to me. Even if
Hmm.
it's a $400,000 house, like that's luxury. But if I walk in, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's where I'm like, that's where I start going. What about this house is pushing this price point? And I just looked in. I'm like, okay, I did one in Whitewater here recently, and I walked in, blown away. Like the whole thing was marble, and I was just like, yep, luxury listing. I
Hmm.
was like, so you can really push that $2 million listing price point here.
You're right.
So that's where I was just like that level of wow factor. If it's got the wow, it's a luxury listing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I wish more agents paid attention to how they personally feel when they walk in for a listing appointment. Like, were you wowed when you walked through the door? Did you have a moment of, wow, this is gone above and beyond? Or like
Yep.
when you're going on the tour with them around their house and they're pointing out all the things to you and like you're writing feverishly, you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these things that I have to mention.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff that like gets us excited. Like it should be
Yes.
getting you excited and should be getting you more prepared to call Tyler and be like, "Hey, I've got this really awesome listing and
Mhm.
we're going to be
Yep.
working on getting it ready, but like when can you come and take photos?" And that's when you want to initiate the Payton package and get all the things, not just photos. But it's just I, I feel like people don't pay attention. They're so focused on just getting the listing that they don't pay
Yeah.
attention to like what's going on or how they
The
feel or
extras.
yeah, and I'm just like, but that's the one time for you to pay attention to those things because
Yeah.
Mhm.
every single person who walks through that door after you is
Yep.
going to experience that house and it's your
That same
job to
wow.
bring it here.
Yep.
I don't know. Wild to
That's
me.
where so a buddy of mine up in the Atlanta market, he does a ton of luxury listings. Photology, I think that's how you pronounce it. Is his company name. But those houses get that level of wow because the agent pays for a level of wow too. And so the difference too in our market where we have a lot of agents that just do the bare minimum of their job and expect
Yep.
the gigantic paycheck. So
Yep.
like you do get a level of wow for like whenever I come out, but if you really want the wow, it's going to cost you the wow. And
That's right.
so but he just had one, I think he did like a $5 million listing in Atlanta. And it was like butter. Put that sucker on a roll and just eat it up. It was fantastic. And but he was out. I think I was talking to him. I think he was out there for 13 hours getting
Wow.
everything, just the
Mhm.
content. That's a
Yep.
whole. If you think of it, that's the whole workday plus, and then the
Yep.
after. It's going to cost you. Like it's not luxury listings should not be cheap to market. If they're
That's
cheap to
right.
market, you're doing it wrong.
That's
Oh, I
right.
can already see Payne's going to put that crap out. I'm going to get so much feedback on that one. That's going to be one of the highlight ones.
No,
That's
it's
going to put on there.
true. People don't take into account what somebody's hourly rate is, right?
Yeah.
And agents don't think about this. Agents,
No.
you need to figure out what your hourly rate is. How much should you be charging per hour for what you're worth?
Yep.
If you don't know how to do that, you better get in my email box because Jesus help. Anyway,
Yep.
if let's just say that your hourly rate is $300, times that by 13
Mhm.
hours on a
At
shoot
least.
day,
Yeah.
that is where your brain should be of how much I have to budget in order to make this
Mhm.
worth the market's time.
Mhm.
And what that level of a commission check should equate
Bingo.
to in your marketing time. Like,
Okay. Perfect example. A perfect example. When we were at old community in Peachtree City that you were in,
mhm,
welcome party, that should be the level of open house factor for
right.
anything like a super luxury listing like that. If you're not
Yeah,
willing to bring that, don't take the listing.
that's
And
right.
so like you've got to blow it out because no,
That's
for
right.
one, it's future marketing for you. This is what I do for luxury listings. Like period. This is my standard. And then but if it's at this price point, these are all the other vendors I bring in.
Right.
So through, yes, I got a luxury listing. What am I going to do on this one to make sure I get the next one and the next one and the next one kind of
Yeah.
situation?
Truly. It's how, people ask me all the time, okay, you got that one, but then how did you get the others? You build a
Bingo.
reputation. And then not only do you build the reputation, but you prove it.
Yeah.
And then the rest come because they now expect that same level of service. And then you have an
Bingo.
opportunity to blow that out of the water and so on.
Bingo.
Wild to me that this is something that people don't understand. It's okay.
I know. But I think too, from what I have to deal with, what I have to deal with is the agent that goes, man, that's so expensive. And then I want to go, what's your 3% cut out of it too? $45,000.
Mhm.
I think it comes down. Yes, it's always going to come down to how much money it is, but I still think you can get a level of wow even at a shorter shoot time or whatever. It's what am I putting out there that represents my name as me as and out there as you as the agent. Combo, like you can call any other photographer out here. There's hundreds of them. There's even a new one that just popped up that wants to meet with me that was running her own like real estate business. There's hundreds of photographers in this area. Everyone's different. We don't do the
Yep.
same stuff. So yeah, we all take pictures, but who else does the marketing at my level?
Who
Like,
else is connected at your level? Like you're giving a second tier
yeah.
kind of exposure.
I mean, just the
Yeah.
other day, I got called the local MLS by an agent. They were like, I don't even look on the MLS. I just go to Tyler's Facebook page.
True.
There's
Yeah.
certain things whenever you go into that level of who am I going to work with? Because I even have another team that goes, hey, for anything under this level, we call somebody, but everything over this, we call you. And I was like, why? They were like, because your prices at this level don't make sense to us. And I was like, I got other packages that y'all don't do.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I showed them that, they're like, oh, we thought you only did this. No, I do it all.
Right.
So it's like, just
Yeah.
call me for everything.
Yeah.
Just call me for everything. So
Yep.
it
I
is
get
what it
it.
is. But
I get
my last thing, I got my last point on luxury. If it's if you call somebody and say, hey, I got a luxury listing, and if you can immediately rush it and be like, I need a photo shoot tomorrow, that's not a luxury listing. Get the pressure washer out there, get the grass cut. All those things matter. Those
it.
things matter. Because just the other day, this is my last story. Just the other day, I did a property, $2 million here, local Fayette County, and it was gray skies. Gross.
Yeah.
I can fix that in pictures. I can fix it in video, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was really honest. I was like, I'm going to stalk the weather and find out when we're going to have sunny day and blue skies. It took 4 more days for me to go out and get the last pieces I needed to be able to be like, here you are. Everything is
Yeah.
perfect now. And
Yep.
so all those little pieces matter whenever you're doing a luxury listing. Not like I take a appointment on a Monday, have photos on Tuesday, live by Wednesday.
Yeah.
That to me is not a luxury listing. Like I can't
No.
rush it that fast. It needs to have a little bit of breathing room. Do a coming soon.
There needs to be there
A
needs to
little
be a
extra.
marketing plan. Yeah.
To be a little extra. Not like I can rush you to market and get you on market by Wednesday. Makes
And
sense
then
to me.
everybody's like, why is it still sitting? Lord have mercy.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I got enough heat on this episode to get a couple of people messaging me now. So, especially depending on what Peyton puts together as the highlight reel, because I can only
Yeah,
imagine
it's
on
gonna be
this one.
great. I can't wait.
I could already see my DMs blowing up and be like, I don't know if they're going to work with Tyler.
Oh no, it's gonna be good.
But anyways, Megan, what do you see on luxury side? Whenever you get somebody that sends you a request for a loan, that's in this $1 million range? You go, what factors to you go, that's yes, it's a luxury listing or it's a luxury property. Do you have any like little check marks?
Typically, like, you think people buying these luxury properties always have perfect credit, like great down payments, and it's not always the case.
There, a ton of debt in there.
But typically they're people obviously more cash flow either way, one way or another, whether they have it in the bank or they deal with it every day. So
Mm-hmm.
they tend to, the buyers for these luxury listings typically tend to shop around more. They care about the rates more. They care about the monthly payments more. They care about the different circumstances that they can have in a loan more. So they're typically more involved. Either, I'll say it's twofold. They're either wanting to be more involved or they're just like, just get it done. There's
Mm-hmm.
not really an in-between level with that. But that's typically with luxury, like price points, like the one I'm dealing with now. I know him well, and he's one of the ones that's, yeah, we'll do a quick phone call, figure out down payment, and then it's yours. Like, just take care of it. Because they're typically at higher paying jobs or higher paying positions. So they might not have the time to deal with the back and forth.
Right.
Yep.
Or whatnot. So that's what I've been seeing. And especially now, it's more of, hey, like, you handle it. Yes, we'll figure out the details, but then you handle the rest. And just get back to me when it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I understand that lifestyle too.
Mhm.
But like, to you, have you seen anything like in the mortgage world from just a few years ago where like a true $1 million listing was like, oh my God, oh, like this is happening, versus now it's like you could see several of those a week? Do you
Yeah.
get, are you ever, wow, this is a true luxury one?
Yeah, and I get to obviously dig into the property details and like the taxes and everything. But shoot, I'll pull up the pictures because I want to know if we're gonna have issues with its appraisals or whatever. If they're gonna have issues with the inspection that even happens before the appraisal gets ordered. There's some houses here too. I mean, that clients have bought that I'm like, dang, that's nice. It's freaking beautiful. But growing up like in the Ozarks, we saw a bunch of nice houses. So
Yeah.
like, it's just a house to me. But I mean, it's cool to see like the true luxury ones. You can actually tell, even if it is by the pictures, because some, with where we live, every house is going to be 500 or more in this town right now. So, I mean, when you're looking at a true luxury listing, you're like, it just pops. It doesn't matter the price point over that. But there's some, and even walking into some at the broker opens has been neat to see the true luxury ones.
Yeah.
So
I did one in Serenby a few weeks ago, and that was Serenby. They use their own team. I got to work with I've worked with the builders, and so they called me to come out. When I walked in, I was like, okay, I see why Serenby is so sought after. Because there is a true difference between Serenby and Trilith.
Oh,
A
100%.
true difference between the two. And so, to me, Trilith, you still had that like Metro Atlanta lifestyle mindset, whereas in like, I have that, but I don't want it. I want privacy. And so it's like the little creature comforts that were out there were just wow. And
a lot of times the people who are here filming in Trilith, they're renting a home, long-term rental in Serenby.
Yeah.
That's where they're held up. So
yeah.
there's a reason.
Yes. And I work with Southside Church on Sundays. I do a lot with them. And they have a church out there at Serenby on Gailey Lane, right there, like by the market. And so I'm there a couple times a month. And I normally just stop right there and just leave. But this was the first time I had to go all the way to the back of Serenby where they first started building. And it's an entirely different mindset and perspective back there versus what's the newer stuff in the front. I drove past what was an old sushi restaurant, 4-story tall building, like a narrow 4 stories, full on Asian perspective, like the whole building. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why is this not open? And they closed around COVID. And so I was looking at old pictures, and it's the full blown thing. Like, you come in, you take your shoes off, you have to wash your hands, you sit down. It is the full blown experience. And they still have their menu up, and for 2 people, it's like a 2-hour experience. It's like $160, $180. And I was like, I want this to open just to go have that luxury restaurant experience once, just to be like, oh my God,
I did it. Yeah.
I did it. And so, like, to me, if you're in like a little area like that too, play up the amenities and the lifestyle that's around it. And
Yes.
so while I was there at Serenby, they have signs everywhere that says no photography allowed everywhere. And so I was literally, every time I'd see something, I'd be like, I wish I could take a picture of you, but I can't.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just doing the house, just doing the house.
Yep.
And
Stay
so
focused, Tyler.
I was like, I was having ADHD brain the whole time. Just things like that. If you got awesome amenities that you're not showcasing, make sure you show those in luxury listings too.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
It all
that,
matters. The details matter.
all of them. But a segue by saying Eva Gardens has some breaking ground soon.
We do.
Oh
Thank
my
God.
gosh. It's coming, man. Here
Yep.
we are
It has
meeting with
been.
her and Joe in a few weeks to do some
Yep.
content. Oh, about
It has
time.
been a year in the making, but we are finally completely 100% signed off by the county and everybody
See?
else. And so we are
Oh,
ready to.
seriously?
Yep.
Nice.
So we are finally ready to get going.
All the things. But
Yep.
so that's the thing. Whenever we're talking about what's a luxury listing, wait until you see like what a quote spec home could
Yeah.
look like in a luxury neighborhood. Because
Yep.
that's what they're building. Like they're gonna build
That's
like
right.
a spec home. I'm using quotes like crazy because it's not gonna be
Yeah.
a spec at all, man.
No.
It's gonna be blown out.
That's
But you
right.
gotta have the one. You gotta have
Yeah.
the
You
one.
gotta have.
You
You
can't just
gotta
feel
have
like
it.
visually on paper. Like people have to walk in, they have to
Yeah.
smell it, they gotta
Yep.
see it, they gotta put their hands on stuff and be like, "Ooh, look at my fingerprint there." They gotta do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so,
It's going to be
but
very exciting. But if you are local, please come and check it out because it is going to be next level for our area for sure.
bingo. And with that, I think we can put a wrap in this.
We'll sign it off. So this was great. Thanks for being here.